Hi everyone, welcome to the online classes of Bunyan classes. I am Vibhuda Das. Today we are going to discuss some of the important questions of real analysis. This is question number 23. Set A, part B. This question came in June 2019. ऐसे भी रियल एनालिसिस क्वेश्चन को देखते हुए बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट छोड़ देते हैं एग्जाम के अंदर। ये सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं। Which of the following is true? मान लिया जाए आप एग्जाम हॉल के अंदर बैठे हो, ये वाला क्वेश्चन आपका सामने आया और आप सोच रहे हो क्वेश्चन को पढ़ के, और मैंने यहाँ पे बताऊंगा स्टूडेंट कैसे सोचते हैं, कैसे गलतियां होता है और कैसे मीन्स बाय व्हिच लॉजिक यू कैन करेक्ट दैट क्वेश्चन। दिस इज ऑब्जेक्टिव एग्जाम। अगर पार्ट बी में आपका एक क्वेश्चन गलती होगा तो -0.75 होगा आपका ओरिजिनल स्कोर से, और इसी के साथ दिस क्वेश्चन इफ यू डू इट करेक्टली यू विल गेट 3 मार्क्स। तो आपने ये क्वेश्चन को सही तरीके से सॉल्व कर रहे हो, सही ऑप्शन लगा रहे हो तो 3 मार्क्स आपको मिलेगा। अगर आप गलती कर रहे हो तो -0.75 from your original mark. All right. Option number 1, summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 to the power n by n does not converge. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं और ये क्वेश्चन को छोड़ देते हैं, उनके बारे में हम बात नहीं करेंगे। मान लिया जाए एक स्टूडेंट भी वो ये क्वेश्चन को पढ़ते हुए इन्होंने बोला कि यस दिस इज alternating series, alternating infinite series, and while every test this series is converging. Option says this series is not converging, hence according to student B this series is convergent, hence option number 1 is incorrect. Alright, student, what about this summation n is equal to 1 to infinity? Student B ने बोला ये वाला सीरीज सीधा सीधा summation 1 by n to the power p वाली सीरीज है। It result है that is summation 1 by n to the power p where n varies from 1 to infinity. This series is convergent if and only p is strictly greater than 1. It means this series, this is since this is positive term series, this series is divergent if and only p is less than or equal to 1. Students, clearly here p is equal to 1. P is equal to 1 means p satisfies this condition, and since p satisfies this condition, according to the theorem, the series summation 1 by n is divergent. Therefore, this option number 2 is also wrong according to that is this was your option number 1. So according to the student B, this is the one option for student B. Alright, what about this? वो जो B स्टूडेंट उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा, उन्होंने सोचा कि हमें ये तो एक सीरीज है, इनफाइनाइट सीरीज, बिल्कुल ध्यान से देखो। m क्या है? m कोई एक नेचुरल नंबर होगा, n तो नेचुरल नंबर है। ये बोल रहा है कि ये वाला तीसरा सीरीज नथिंग अदर देन ये तो समेशन 1 बाय सम कांस्टेंट n को उन्होंने सम कांस्टेंट 1 मान लिया, 1 cos n होल स्क्वायर, फिर उसको लिख दिया समेशन 1 by n square, that is this is equivalent to summation 1 by n square Student, here n is equal to, that is p is equal to 2, and for p is equal to 2, this is your convergent series. Hence ये वाला जो सीरीज बन रहा है ये कन्वर्जेंट बन रहा है। तो हमारा जो ऑप्शन दैट इज थर्ड ऑप्शन, दिस सीरीज कन्वर्जेस, स्टूडेंट बी बोला कि ये वाला सीरीज कन्वर्ज कर रहा है। चौथा ऑप्शन में डाइवर्जेंट बोल रहा है, तो वो स्टूडेंट बी ये वाला ऑप्शन को रन किया और इसको टिक किया। अकॉर्डिंग टू स्टूडेंट बी दैट इज ऑप्शन 3 इज द करेक्ट आंसर। स्टूडेंट भी ऐसा एक स्टूडेंट नहीं है, ऐसे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स इंडिया में हैं जो ऑप्शन 3 को सही बोल रहे हैं। मींस इन द एग्जाम हॉल दे आर थिंकिंग ऑप्शन 3 इज द करेक्ट आंसर। ऑलराइट, नेक्स्ट कम टू स्टूडेंट सी। जो स्टूडेंट सी है उन्होंने आया सेम थिंग बोला, दिस इज ऑप्शन नंबर 1 इनकरेक्ट, ऑप्शन नंबर 2 इनकरेक्ट, ऑप्शन नंबर 3। स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे ऑप्शन नंबर 3 में डबल समीशन है, बिल्कुल क्लियर कट है। यहाँ पे ऑप्शन 3 में डबल समीशन है, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पर एक बार ये समीशन को खोल दो। वो जो स्टूडेंट सी अभी समीशन को खोल रहा है, let me do this. Have patience. CSR NET, IIT exam, these are not, that is that kind of common exam. These are very very important exams all over India, national level examination. So you must be very careful. This is summation. M is equal to 1 to infinity. This is summation again. N is equal to 1 to infinity 1 upon n plus n whole square. What does it mean? It means at first students, it means first you apply this summation into here. After that, whatever the result will come, after that we have to apply this summation. All right, so this is exactly equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. What is this? Just apply n is equal to 1 2 3 onwards 1 by n plus 1 whole square plus 1 by n plus 2 whole square plus 1 by n plus 3 whole square and so on and so forth. Is it clear? Okay. What about next? Student, this is summation. M is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by n plus 1 whole square plus summation m is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by m plus 2 whole square plus summation 1 by n plus 3 whole square plus plus. Okay, here m is equal to 1 to infinity. Student, ऐसा कितना सॉन्ग्स हैं? ऐसे हमारे पास इनफाइनाइटली मेनी सॉन्ग्स हैं। According to student B, option B is the correct answer. According to C, student C ने सही सोचा कि ये डबल समीशन है, तो उसको थोड़ा खोल दे। खोलने के बाद स्टूडेंट ने फिर यहाँ पे आके सोचा कि यहाँ पे वो जो समीशन वो बन रहा है समीशन 1 by n plus 1 whole square, ये तो सीधी समीशन 1 by n square को इक्वल है, ये भी इक्वल है, ये सारे इक्वल है, हमने समीशन 1 by n square। फिर वो p सीरीज वाले पे ऐसे लगा दिया, p यहाँ पे 2 चल रहा है, तो ये कन्वर्जेंट है। सेकंड सीरीज भी कन्वर्जेंट है, थर्ड सीरीज भी कन्वर्जेंट है। ऐसे आगे जितना सीरीज आएंगे वो सारे कन्वर्जेंट होंगे। स्टूडेंट सी एग्जाम हॉल के अंदर ये वाला बात सोच लिया और इमीडिएट कंक्लूड किया कि सिंस दीज आर ऑल कन्वर्जेंट सीरीज, hence sum of all convergent series is also convergent. According to student C, that is option 3 is the correct answer. that this region is convergent, that means option 3 is correct. Okay, ऐसे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हो लिए ऑप्शन 3 का करेक्ट आंसर है। ओके, फिर स्टूडेंट जो डी कैटेगरी स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं उन्होंने थोड़ा लॉजिक अप्लाई किए, उन्होंने सोचे हम यहाँ तक आ गए क्यों ना इसको खोल दें, एंड इट कम्स बाय प्रैक्टिस। प्रैक्टिस certainly practice plays a important role. Okay, certainly practice plays a role. It comes by mathematical maturity, it comes by experience too. All right. Okay, student, you have to apply m is equal to 1 to infinity this range, also for this range, and so on so forth. So apply m is equal to 1 to infinity. What you will get? 1 by 1 plus 1 square, that is 2 square. 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 4 square plus 1 by 5 square, student, so on so forth. What is this? This is multiple of the series in expanded form of this first series. What about the expanded form of second series? Student, apply m is equal to 1, m is equal to 1, 1 plus 2 is 3 square. So it will be started from 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 4 square plus 1 by 5 square, and so on so forth. What about the third one? Same thing you have to do. What is m is equal to 1, that is 1 plus 3, 4 plus 1 by 4 square plus 1 by 5 square, 1 by 6 square, so on so forth, plus the ऐसे आगे भी तो सीरीज है, कोई ऐसे भी चलेगा, कंटिन्यू लाइक दिस। स्टूडेंट डी अच्छा सोचा। फिर स्टूडेंट इसके बाद क्या होगा एक बार देख लेते हैं। Be watchful here. What is this? 1 by 2 square. This is 1 by 2 square plus student 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 3 square. It is nothing other than 2 by 3 square plus 1 by 4 square, 1 by 4 square, 1 by 4 square. How much? 3 by 4 square. Alright. So ऐसे आगे चलेंगे. That is 3 by 4 square and continue like this. That is What about this? Student, since all these are sum, you write sum. 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards. So write n. What is n? N will be 1 to infinity. Divided by, here is square. So write square, multiply. 2, 3, 4, 5 onwards. 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 3 by 4, that is n by n plus 1 all square. Alright? Student, यहाँ पे क्या बात हो रहा है? वो जो D स्टूडेंट था, वो D स्टूडेंट क्या किया? That is 1 by, that is उन्होंने लिखा n by n square summation, that is summation 1 by n. Summation 1 by n is a divergent because p is equal to 1. Okay, so according to student D, option number 4 is the correct one. इसके बाद कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो बिल्कुल एनर्जी के साथ आते हैं और क्वेश्चन को इमीडिएट बिल्कुल शानदार तरीके से सॉल्व करके जाते हैं। सो एक ये स्टूडेंट आया, उन्होंने यहाँ तक कंक्लूड किया, फिर उन्होंने सोचा मैं जो भी काम करूँगा, आज मुझे नेट क्वालिफाई करके जाना है घर को, तो मैं जो भी काम करूँगा विद लॉजिक करूँगा, बिना लॉजिक में नहीं करूँगा। स्टूडेंट, वो जो ये स्टूडेंट इसको मान लिया जिस z is equal to 1 to infinity un, what is un is equal to n by n plus 1 whole square. Immediately इसका auxiliary series लगेगा, that is auxiliary series is your n by n square which is equal to 1 by n. un is this sequence, n is this sequence. इसके बाद क्या करना है? स्टूडेंट जो लिमिट फॉर्म कंपैरिजन टेस्ट था उसको लगा रहे हैं। What about limit form comparison test? 20 and then to infinity, you end upon Vn, it should be non-zero finite number. It should be different from 0, infinity, minus infinity. Now, just calculate this. This is limit n tends to infinity. What is un student? Un is this quantity. So, n upon n plus 1 whole square whole divided by. What is Vn? Vn is clearly understood 1 by n. How can you get Vn here? It is clearly understood that is highest degree term in the numerator divided by highest degree term in the denominator. Highest degree term in the numerator is n, and the highest degree term in the denominator addition n square plus 2n plus 1. So highest degree term is n square. N by n square cancel out since n is a natural number. So n cancel, that is 1 upon n. 1 upon n. Further, limit n tends to infinity. This can be written as n square by n plus 1 whole square. This is the limit. Student, n square taken common. N square taken common and cancel it. That is 1 upon 1 plus 1 by n whole square. And clearly, as n tends to infinity, I am writing here rather. Then change is exactly equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 1 plus 1 by n whole square. And you know very well, as n tends to infinity 1 by n comes to 0. So this came to 0, this is definitely 1, and clearly 1 is different from 0, different from infinity, different from minus infinity. But I want the limit from un by vn after n tending to infinity. It should be different from 0, different from infinity, different from minus infinity. In fact, it should be a non-zero finite number. Yes, 1 is a non-zero finite number. Hence, what is the rule? Student says that after evaluating the limit, which should be a non-zero finite number, the behavior of summation Vn is same as behavior of summation Px, means behavior of summation Vn is same as is equal to behavior of summation n is equal to 1 to infinity even. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये बहुत टाइम लगा दिया 3 मार्क क्वेश्चन के लिए ना, ये बिल्कुल जल्दी से पता चल जाएगा. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर प्रैक्टिस. ओके, ये क्वेश्चन का खत्म होने वाला था जस्ट 1 मिनट के अंदर, बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाएगा. So behavior of summation Vn is same as behavior of summation Vn. What can you say about behavior of summation Vn? Clearly, student, Vn is nothing other than that is 1 by n, and summation Vn is summation 1 by n. Here n is equal to p is equal to 1, and therefore this series is divergent. Since Vn is divergent, therefore you can say summation Vn. This series is divergent. Yes or no? But in this series is nothing other than the series given in option number 3 and option number 4. After simplifying, you are getting this series which is divergent by limit comparison test. So, according to student, option number 4 is right. And with proper logic. Alright, तो आप कैसे सोच रहे हो क्वेश्चन को एग्जाम के अंदर, ये बहुत महंगा रखता है. It is very important that how to think in exam hall. It depends upon lot of practice. Practice plays a role. Alright. Okay, students, this is another question from June 2019 CSIR NET exam. Set A, part B question number 25. Let F from R to R. Sometimes we will aggregate F on R, be a continuous and Joanna. These are the keywords. Continuous है. साथ ये one भी है. And if you take different objects, then you will get different images. Different objects have different images under the rule F. Okay, then which of the following is true? First of all, you have to notice there are so many functions from R to R. Out of them, you have to take those functions which are continuous as well as 1. It is not given that it is onto. It is asked. F is definitely onto. Student, you have a lot of examples of continuous 1 function. Out of them, f of x is equal to e to the power x or exponential of x is one among them. Exponential function is always continuous on R. And you know, this is also 1. Hence, this example satisfies our hypothesis continuous 1. Then, if a function is continuous and 1, then option number 1 says that f must be onto. F is onto means f is necessarily onto. F is definitely onto. F must be onto. Its meaning is this. जब ऑप्शन के साथ, जब हाइपोथेसिस के बाद में ऑप्शन के साथ ये वाला चीज आ रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ f is onto वाला, f is necessarily onto वाला, f is definitely onto वाला, f must be onto वाला, ये सारे equivalent है, same है. Okay, these are equivalent statements. Okay, student. This is continuous 1. Now tell me, what is its range? Range of this function is 0 to 1. Means its value is always positive for every x belongs to R. Since e to the power x is continuous 1 and its value is always positive, I am so sorry, this is 0 to infinity. Its value is always positive, therefore its range is not equal to codomain. And you know, whenever range of the function is not equal to codomain of the function, hence you will say the function is not onto. Therefore, by this example, this option is discarded. Hence, it acts like counter-example for our option number 1. F is either strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. Student, graph of the function is this one. This is the graph of e to the power x, and it is strictly increasing. Okay, it is clearly visualized. That is, f is either strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. This is matched with our example, but we should not tick it. किसी ऑप्शन को टिक करने का मतलब यह हुआ उसको हम प्रूफ कर दिए. So in order to tick an option, you have to write a proof. You have to write a concrete mathematical argument proof. But by taking just an example, how can you tick an option? So example से options tick नहीं होते, example से option proof नहीं होते, example से statements proof नहीं होते. Just example लेके हम options को discard कर सकते हैं, delete कर सकते हैं. तो ये वाला जो example हमारा ऑप्शन के साथ मैच किया, हम इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बोल सकते हैं अभी तक. ये ऑप्शन के बारे में. Student, they are exist x belongs to R such that f of x is equal to 1. Student, now tell me. Suppose I will change my function 1 plus e to the power x, 2 plus e to the power x, 3 plus e to the power x. How many functions? In format, many functions are there. Now tell me. You know, e to the power x is always positive for all x belongs to R. That is, e to the power x never be equal to 0. Whatever the x may be, whatever the real number x may be. Student, since it is positive, 1 plus e to the power x is always positive, 2 plus e to the power x is always positive, 3 plus e to the power x is always positive. These are continuous 1 functions also. Continuous 1, but there doesn't exist any x belongs to R such that this will be exactly equal to 1. So we can say e to the power x cannot be 0 hence f of x cannot be equal to 1 in these cases. Therefore, option number 3 is wrong. Option 3 wrong. Option 1 wrong. What can you say about option number 2? Nothing can be said. After that we shall see. F is unbounded. Student, एग्जाम के अंदर ये सोचना, how to think, just practice. अब कितना एग्जाम्पल से अटेंडेड है ये महीना लगता है, तो आप यहाँ पे देखिए whenever I am taking f of x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus e to the power x. Okay, clearly 1 is strictly less than 1 plus e to the power x. This implies 1 by 1 plus e to the power x strictly less than 1, and you know this is strictly different 0 because this e to the power x is positive for all x belongs to R. Since denominator is positive, numerator is already positive. Positive over positive is positive, hence it must be strictly greater than 0 and it is strictly less than 1. Therefore, the value of f of x, such kind of f of x, lies in between 0 to 1. Therefore, f of x is bounded, and further, this is also satisfies our hypothesis. This function is continuous as well as 1. And you are saying this is a continuous one function which satisfies our hypothesis and it is bounded. Therefore, option number 4 is wrong. We don't know option number 2 is correct or not. हमको फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने का जरूरत नहीं. हमको ये पता नहीं है कि ऑप्शन 2 सही है या गलत है. हमको इतना पता है ऑप्शन नंबर 1, ऑप्शन नंबर 3, ऑप्शन नंबर 4 cannot be the answer as far as continuous one function on R is concerned. जहां तक continuous one function on R की बात है, ऑप्शन नंबर 1, 3, 4 आर डिस्कार्डेड. अगर ये क्वेश्चन सही है तो दैट इज ऑप्शन सही है तो हमारा आंसर करेक्ट होगा, हम ऑप्शन 2 को करेक्ट करेंगे. अगर ये वाला ऑप्शन गलत है तो क्वेश्चन इज रॉन्ग. In that manner, we will get grace mark. In both the cases, we will get mark. हमने क्या किया यहाँ पे कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स लेके ऑप्शन 3 ऑप्शंस को डिस्कार्ड कर दिए और यहाँ पे क्या है either it is SCQ क्वेश्चन और MCQ क्वेश्चन, पार्ट बी क्वेश्चन या पार्ट सी क्वेश्चन, डजंट मैटर. 3 ऑप्शंस डिस्कार्ड हो चुके. Which of the following is true? So 2 must be the option. Either the question is wrong or my option is correct. In both the cases, I will get mark. And in order to qualify CSR net, I must get mark. और ये मैं साबित करके दिखाऊंगा कि मैं CSR net qualify करूँगा. Okay, by taking down examples you have done like this. Okay, student, it may not happen that you will solve this question just by taking counter examples within some minutes. It may have happened that you have taken 15 to 20 minutes just by searching some counter examples. अपने counter examples सर्च करने से ऐसा हो सकता है 15 से 20 मिनट लगा देगा, नहीं मिल रहा. तो स्मार्ट स्ट्रैटेजी क्या है? इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन को हमने कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे जस्ट बाय ग्राफ्स. एक स्टूडेंट आया, उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने बोला ये एक्स एक्सिस वाई एक्सिस है, हमको कंटीन्यूअस चाहिए, वाला चाहिए. हम क्या करेंगे, मान लिया जाए ये मेरा कंटीन्यू 0.99 है और ये -0.99 है. ग्राफ को मैं ये दोनों का बीच में रखूंगा ताकि ये f of x cannot be equal to 1 anywhere. ओके, ऑलराइट. उन्होंने क्या किया, जैसे जैसे ओरिजिन के पास आएंगे जैसे जैसे ग्राफ क्लोज होके जाएगा और ये धीरे धीरे it will be very close to 0.99 but it will never touch this line. Have you observed? This is the graph of a function and vertical line tests the vertical line text says that this is graph of a function. Further, every line parallel to x-axis cuts this graph at most one point. Therefore, this is continuous. This graph has no break. This is continuous, and this is one also. So it is a continuous one function, graph of a continuous one function. F is onto student. What is the range here? Range is minus 0.99 to 0.99. So range is not equal to codomain, hence it is not onto cancel. Further, F is either strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. Student, this graph is strictly you are seeing increasing graph. Yes or no? Further, there exists experiments to answer that f of x is equal to 1. Student, this is the range of the function. Since this is the range of the function, 1 is not attained by the function. Therefore, this option is also wrong. F is unbounded. Since the range of the function is bounded, hence function is bounded. Okay? Since the range of the function is bounded, hence function is bounded, hence option number 4 is incorrect. Option 2 is correct one. Alright. Same thing. हमने ये साबित नहीं किया कि option 2 is the correct one. हमने ये साबित किया either question is wrong or my option is correct. मैंने एक ग्राफ लिया और 3 ऑप्शंस को काट दिया. Alright. ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. हमें आगे लेक्चर्स में simply by applying the graphs we will solve so many questions. See some night, day, 10 bits, and deeper exam also. Alright? Okay, student, this is question again from June 2019 CSI MCQ question number 65, set A. First of all, suppose Xn is a sequence of positive reals. So this is the keyword, sequence of positive reals. Alright, sequence of positive reals means sequence of positive real numbers. Alright, Yn is defined like Xn by 1 plus Xn. Xn is a sequence of positive reals, therefore Yn is also sequence of positive reals. Because positive upon positive is positive. Then, which of the following are true? Xn is convergent if Yn is convergent. This is convergent, then Yn is also convergent. Suppose Xn converges to 0. Then 0 by 1 plus 0, that is 0 by 1 is 0, so Yn is to 0. If you think like this, then option number 1, option 2, option 3, option 4 all are answers. You can say like this. CGT means convergent, BDT means that is, BDT means bounded, convergent, bounded. Alright student, Xn is convergent, then Yn is convergent. Further, if Yn is convergent, if Xn is convergent. एक बात हम ध्यान देंगे, here Xn is convergent if Yn is convergent. हम इसको ऐसे पढ़ेंगे, that is, if Yn is convergent, it is given to us, then Xn is convergent. Student, suppose I am taking Yn is equal to n upon 1 plus n. What is my Xn? That is Xn is n. Alright, student, this is clearly tends to 1 as n tends to infinity. Okay, how? Just see and divide again both sides 1 by n plus 1, that is tends to 1 by 0 plus 1 tends to 1. That is, Yn is my convergent sequence. Okay, can you say Xn is convergent? No. Here, Yn is a sequence which is convergent, but what about Xn? Xn is equal to n, it's not convergent. This option says that if Yn is convergent, then definitely Xn is convergent. No, this is wrong option. Further, you know, every convergent sequence is bounded. Therefore, Yn is bounded here. You can say n is less than n plus 1, n by n plus 1 less than 1, and this is positive by positive greater than 0. Clearly, Yn is bounded. And what about your Xn? Xn is n, which is not bounded because it diverges. It diverges to plus and pretty hence option number 4 is incorrect. What about option 2 and 3? This is MCQ questions. Option more than one option may be correct. Just see. So then, since it is given that Xn is sequence of positive reals, therefore I can say limit of Xn whenever n approaches to infinity, let it be real, it should be that is greater than or equal to 0. Sequence of positive real numbers approaches to non-negative real numbers. Okay, if it converges, then it will converge to non-negative real number. What is given to you? Given that if Xn is convergent, student, Xn is convergent, alright. This implies limit n tends to infinity, that is 1 plus Xn is equal to 1 plus L. It is also that is strictly greater than 0. L is greater than or equal to 0. 1 plus L will be greater than 1. Hence we can say that is greater than or equal to 1. Hence we can say it will be positive. Alright, student, what happened to the next one? This implies limit n tends to infinity, Xn upon 1 plus Xn is nothing other than L upon 1 plus L. And you know 1 plus L is non-zero, therefore it is well defined, hence it exists. Therefore, what is this? This is your y. Since Xn is convergent, therefore Yn is also convergent. That is, if Xn is convergent, then definitely Yn is convergent. We prove this, therefore we have to take this option. Okay, further. If Xn is bounded, students, suppose Xn is bounded, and removing this. Xn is bounded means there exist two real numbers. Okay, so that Xn is lying in between these for all natural number n. Suppose k is equal to 1, then I can take k is equal to 2 also. If 1 is the upper bound, then any number greater than the upper bound is also an upper bound. If k will be 1, then definitely I can take k is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5 onwards as my choice. Alright. So Xn is bounded here. What about Yn? Student, I have to solve Xn by 1 plus Xn is also bounded. Now, what about 1 plus Xn? 1 plus Xn is less than 1 plus k and greater than 1 minus k. Okay. Just see, Xn is strictly less than k. 1 plus Xn strictly greater than 1 minus k. This implies 1 by 1 plus Xn is less than 1 by 1 minus k. Here, if k will be 1, then I can take k is equal to 2 also, no problem. If Xn is bounded by minus 1 to 1, then it is also bounded from minus 2 to 2, so I can take k is equal to 2, no problem. So 1 by 1 plus Xn is less than this, Xn is less than this, therefore I can write Xn into this, Xn into 1 plus 1 by 1 plus Xn is less than, that is k into 1 by 1 minus k. This is implies Xn by 1 plus Xn less than k by 1 minus k. No problem. This is your inequality definition number 1. This is the upper bound. K by 1 minus k is the upper bound for Xn, and it happens for every natural number n. Further, student, you can write x is strictly greater than minus k. 1 plus Xn, that is further here 1 plus Xn, 1 plus Xn is less than 1 plus k. No problem. 1 by 1 plus Xn is greater than 1 by 1 plus k. Hence, you can multiply these two things. That is whatever I am writing here. Multiply this thing and this thing. Then I am writing directly Xn into 1 by 1 plus Xn means Xn by 1 plus Xn is strictly greater than minus k upon 1 plus k. So can I write minus k by 1 plus k is strictly less than xn by 1 plus xn? Yes, this is your inequality number 2. So what did you get from inequality number 1 and inequality number 2? Clearly, from 1 and 2, it is clear that minus k by 1 plus k less than xn upon 1 plus xn is less than k upon 1 minus k. Okay, take k is different from 1 and minus 1. Okay, no problem. This is nothing other than your yn, because yn is defined like this. Hence, yn is bounded by this to this. So, if xn is bounded, then yn is also bounded. Alright, options 2, 3 are correct. In order to hit an option, you have to write a complete row, and in order to make cross, you must have to deliver a count example, at least one count example. Okay, so for further informations, further clarifications, further CSM, NET, GATE, and BSc problems, for further any query, you can contact to our description, whatever you are seeing, that is in our screen, you can contact and you can like, share and subscribe all these videos. Thank you.